Hello and good morning. My name is Rob. This is part 2 of the tutorial for beginners video. This video was very difficult to make, and it's because of the amount of variables that can happen, and it's impossible to predict what actually will happen. My previous tutorial gave you the bare minimum of what you're gonna need to stay alive long enough to learn the buttons, the game mechanics, get familiar with the crafting combinations. There are other strategies, and I have more intermediate and advanced strategies on my channel, including tips and tricks, building, game exploits, etc. Let's go. It is currently day 2. We have our water still, so we have water. We have a smoker, so we can cook. And we have a shelter, we can sleep. We can save. I know that I'm going to run out of items, so the first thing I'm going to do is pick which island I'm going to go to next. To the north, there is a large island. A large island can be identified by very tall pine trees that are not harvestable, as well as rock formations in the center of the island. The big islands are more dangerous than the little islands. The island I am on now is a little island. No big pine trees, no rock formation in the middle. The island on my right is a small island. I'm gonna choose to go to a small island first. So I've chosen this island. It is southeast from our home island. Before we continue to loot this island, we're going to back out and look at our map. Your map for your seed can be found under Cartographer. This is our world. The red skull and crossbones is a boss. There are 3 of them, one here, and one down further south. There's also an aircraft carrier. These are things that relate to the end game. I need a screenshot of my Cartographer. I now have a saved copy of my map. The island that is red is the island that you are currently on. As I said, there's an island to the southeast. This is the island that we're going to go to. Now is a good time to note that your game will be different than mine in a lot of ways. It's impossible to predict when you're going to get a storm, when there's going to be a shark, how many sharks there will be. Everything will be different in your game. However, the goals remain the same. I'm going to pick up everything on this island. All the rocks, all the sticks, all the plantables, all the fruits, everything. Palm saplings respawn every few days. The sooner you cut them down, the sooner they will respawn, and you will have more palm saplings at your disposal. I'm going to collect all of the yucca fruits, and we're going to plant those as soon as we see a storm, which means we need to make a crude hoe. I'm going to go ahead and make a lashing and a stone tool and a hoe, and I have 2 plank scraps here that I would like to make a farming plot out of. However, I am not level 3 yet. I should be close. I am very close. I am maybe 1 or 2 items away from level 3 at this point. I'll just craft a few spears. It only took 2. Awesome. Now we can craft our plank farming plot. And I'm gonna put it up here. Cut down this palm sapling. The second that I hear a storm, I'm going to plant it so I get free water from the storm, and I won't have to water that plot for quite some time. Alright, it is 10:26 a.m. and I've looted pretty much the whole island. There's probably a few more things random laying around. My underwater visibility is highest from about 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm going to take this opportunity to loot a few shipwrecks as quickly as possible. I'm going to make a crude fishing spear while I'm out here so I can catch some fish. Don't touch these. This is a crown starfish. If you want to know everything there is to know about poisoning, there's a video that I made all about poison. The idea is to level up my hunting and level up my physical at the same time. I would not bother fighting a shark at this game stage. So we'll loot the shipwreck. There's a couple of barrels here. That's good for our boat, but you have to be level 4 crafting to use barrels. It's raining. I'm gonna go plant my crops. Visibility will be very low when there's a storm. I will plant my yucca fruit. My farming plot will now get free water. If I leave to go to this island, I need to make it quick, otherwise this plant will die. Our goal is a boat today. I'm going to get ready to travel to the next island. I'm going to take this wood container and I'm going to put the things that I know that I want to take with me to that next island. The compass, rations, bandage. I'm going to keep my axe and my knife on me. 15:09. I am just about ready to leave. I'm going to pick up a few spears. I want to have the materials on me to build a shelter once I get there. It will be dark when I get there. 3 sticks, 1 lashing, and a few palm fronds. It is 16:19 and we're going to travel to the next island. It gets dark at 1800, so I've brought enough materials to put down a shelter. When I arrive, I'll sleep and I will save. And in the morning, when it gets light, I will gather all rocks, sticks, potatoes, yucca fruit, everything that I possibly can from this island. I do not want to be gone too long because our farming plot will not get water while we are away. I will spend the day here. We're going to build a boat on this island, leave our life raft, and sail back. We have arrived, 1753. We have just enough time to craft our shelter, and I'm going to point the tip of the shelter at my home island, indicating that's where we came from. 1803. Sleep. We lucked out. The sun is rising right when we're waking up. The amount of time that you sleep will be random. Next, empty your inventory, make some space so we can loot this island and get back home ASAP. We need to be careful. There are large crabs on this island. Possibly snakes as well. There's a potato. I need this for the end game. I need this to make fuel. There's a kura fruit. You can plant this or you can eat this. I'm gonna eat this. It gives you food and water. I want this yucca fruit, but I can't get to it because it's stuck in the bush. Thanks a lot, game. This happens often. In the beginning of the game, you always need lashings. Here's a big crab. He hasn't seen me yet. The best way to kill these large crab is to sneak up behind them. If he sees you, he'll chase you down. And that's it. There's a box right here, easily accessible. We're looking for a hammer. No hammer. We don't need vehicle parts yet. You need to put your potatoes in a box. If you don't put your potatoes in a box, they will despawn after they spoil. I can carry a few more fibrous leaves, but my inventory is full. I'm going to drop some things off. The days survived indicator shows up every morning at 9 a.m. I'm now going to take my crude fishing spear and start to look at these shipwrecks. Pick up the container. You check these other containers. You need leather to craft a pick to mine clay. We found some buoy balls. Our raft base, our first raft base, will be made from buoy balls. It's starting to storm. I am going to take the risk and loot this other shipwreck. This is a sea urchin here. They poison you. And now I need to go find a PP plant. Poison doesn't kill you quickly, so we can continue for now. And there's a hammerhead there. If I stay in here, he won't get me. There are some tires here. We can think about creating a tire base, but we are looking for a hammer. There it is. We now have a hammer. We can now start crafting our boat. To get away from the sharks, go straight to the bottom. Once you're poisoned, you cannot get poisoned again. Here's a crown starfish. You cannot get poisoned twice. The crown starfish does not hurt you. The only thing that will hurt you is the rattlesnake, which will bite you and you will take damage. there's a good chance you will not have enough room to take everything back to your home island. Fortunately, this is only one island away. We now have our hammer, crafting menu, vehicles, buoy ball, raft base. Crafting, vehicles, raft floors. Wood raft floor. I need a sail. If I right click to pin this, I need 1 lashing, 1 cloth, and 2 sticks. I have a pile of lashings here. Grab a few. I do need sticks. Here's 1. There's 2. I am able to quick craft a sail. There's my sail. I now need a rudder. I need 1 more cloth, 1 lashing, which I have, and 2 more sticks. Found another potato. That's good. Still looting palm saplings as I see them. I'm gonna drag this out to the water. And I'm gonna put my rudder on the back. I now have what is considered a 1x1 boat. A 1x1 boat handles amazingly. However, a shark will ram into the bottom of this and tip me over eventually, unless I make it bigger. If you'd like to see a boat building video, let me know in the comments. 1402, it's now day 3. I want to organize all of my inventory and get as much of this stuff stuffed into as many boxes as I can, and then I want to go home. I know it's going to take me a second to organize all this, which is why I'm starting early. Planks. I want 4 more farming plots and container shelves. Cloth I need for more water stills. Lashings I always need. I don't need a second compass. We don't need crude fishing spears. I don't really need binoculars, but they are cool to have. There's my home island, and I know that because my shelter is pointing at it. I do want to take all the rocks, and I do want all of my spears. There is more on this island. There are more shipwrecks, and there's also probably more fibrous leaves to be had on this island. However, it's getting late, 15:41. I am poisoned. It's not hurting me yet. You can see my health is full. I want to go home. My first order of business when I get home is to cure my poison and then possibly build an anchor for this boat. As for the life raft, you can leave it there. You can let it float away. Whatever you do with it is entirely up to you. It is no longer necessary to have. It's 17:56. It's getting dark. I'm going to cure my poison. I need this PP plant. I need 1 lashing, which I have enough fibrous leaves on me to make. 1 lashing. I need 1 yellow coconut. I need to quick craft a coconut flask. Coconut flask can be found under consumables at the very top. 1 lashing, 1 yellow coconut. Coconut flask has 1 drink of water in it. I'll go ahead and drink it. I now need the PP plant, which is in my inventory. Coconut flask and PP plant. You can find that under consumables, antidote, 1 PP plant, and 1 coconut flask. (1841). Drink it. Sleep. Save. It is 6 a.m. It is now day 4. And we have been playing for 1 hour and 1 minute total. And all of our palm saplings and yucca trees have regrown. We now have an abundance of fibrous leaves that we can use to make lashings. We can make more farming plots. We can expand our boat. We can loot these shipwrecks, and we can do it in peace because we're comfortable, because we are set up. We have food. We have water. We have plenty of fibrous leaves. Plus, we have more that we can loot from the island next door, and we also have a boat and other islands around us. The only thing that I'm going to include in this part 2 of the tutorial for beginners is an anchor. An anchor is very expensive. 4 lashings, 6 rocks, and 1 stick. We need to make our lashings. I know we still have a few in boxes, but it's important to cut these down so they start respawning ASAP. That's 4 lashings. I'm still going to continue to harvest. I've chopped down every palm sapling that I know about and every yucca, and everything is harvested, and I ended up with 12 fibrous leaves and 5 lashings created solely from this island. I only need 6 rocks, which I have some here. I have 3 here. This is every rock that was on the island. Luckily, we went to the next island. I brought 7 rocks back with me from the other island. Drag your boat out into the water a little bit. Build your anchor. Set your boat. And here we are, 1 hour, 6 minutes, day 4. We are well ahead of the curve at this point. I'm going to stop this here. Next order of business is to just survive. And you could do whatever you want from this point. If you follow these guidelines, they are not rules, they are guidelines, that you'll be able to really get into the game and start enjoying yourself. However, I do suggest learning things on your own. That's what I did. If you're wondering what's next, let me know in the comments. If you got any value from this, like, subscribe. Cheers, and I will see you in the next video.